Hello everybody, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, snowflake, rambling idiot, and Vigil. And today we're talking about what's going on with the Final Fantasy IX Remake. Yeah, what's going on with that, Square Enix? We all would like to know. Well, I got some good news. If you consider this good news, it's more rumor speak, so grain of salt here right from the get-go. But it's something to look forward to, and I'm actually pretty happy about. But before we get started, hey, if you like what you see in the video today, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and all the links down below. Check those out as well. Thank you. Anyway, folks, so the Final Fantasy IX Remake has been, well, it hasn't been officially released yet, or even officially, like, a thing yet. All we have had was, the beginning, was the NVIDIA leaks that you saw many moons ago, and now we're, I don't know, what was that, like a year and a half ago or something, 2 years, and now we're to, today, present time, and we still haven't had an official announcement from Square Enix. So the thing is, big Square Enix games coming out, we gotta think about, maybe that's why the 9 Remake hasn't been announced yet. We got the Final Fantasy Part 2 Remake, Rebirth, Remake, like they can't come up with a proper name, which is supposed to come out at the end of the year, but now it was pushed to early 2024. And then you got Final Fantasy 16, which is coming out this year. So we got 2 big entries for Final Fantasy coming out. Whether you are excited for them or not, Square Enix is putting a lot of financial and big promises for these games. Like, this is a big deal for them. So it's probably safe to say why they don't want to announce another Final Fantasy game as a remake or whatever you want to call it. But I digress here. We actually have some answers on why this may be so, in terms of where we are with this game, what's going on. Like I said, it's all rumor speak. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but just to give everyone a bit of clarity. So let's dive right into it. So the 9 Remake has yet to be announced, but it seems like the development of the game is almost done. Where? As the remake looks ready for release, according to rumors. Now, this is going to make you think a little bit. So, I'm a Hero 2 who provided proof to the forum's moderators that they have access to reserved information. I don't know how much to take from that. Recently commented on the yet-to-be-revealed remake, saying that the game looks done and ready for release. Apparently, the game was supposed to release last summer, but the COVID-19 pandemic, or with that excuse again, and the release of other games by Square Enix got in the way. Yeah, if you remember the games they released last year, there was a ton of them. There was just lists and lists of games that they brought out last year. Tactics Ogre Reborn, Diofield Chronicles, there was Harvestella, just to list a few, Valkyrie Elysium, and it was crazy. The list goes on, and then there's a bunch more, like this year's Octopath Traveler 2, obviously Final Fantasy 16 coming out, and so on and so forth. It just, oh yeah, obviously Crisis Core Remaster. Yeah, there's been a lot of Square Enix titles coming out from Square Enix. As of right now, a release date seems to be up in the air due to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which will be the Japanese publisher's next big game following Final Fantasy 16. Boom, and then boom, which launches in a little over 2 weeks. The insider also revealed that there will be a movie related to the game in addition to the animated series. So you have the remake of 9, animated series, and a movie. So now we have this third thing. And I don't know how I feel about that. So it definitely sounds like Square Enix is going to push the remake quite a bit. They're milking it for all it's worth. Hey, if it's good, sweet. If it's not, is Nomura working on it? Because if he is, oof. No, he's not. God, I hope not. God, help us all. So, speaking about the scope of the 9 Remake, the insider suggested keeping expectations in check. Duh. Okay, so this is some big details coming up, which actually we're going to discuss it a little bit after we're done with the article and why this makes me happy. So, it's not a big budget remake, okay, with cutting edge visual features, ray tracing, great textures, well, probably good textures, this and that, stuff that we see in the Final Fantasy VII Remake integrate on the PS5 or something, or how Final Fantasy 16 looks like. Yeah, anyway, so it will still look prettier than the original. It will run faster and will feature updated character models. So if you consider the remaster, talking about that, and then coming to this, they did clean up a lot of the character models in the 9 remaster, if you want to call it that, but they kind of left the backgrounds to rot away because they don't look that great. They didn't work on the pre-rendered backgrounds, unfortunately. So maybe this remake will do that, and I'd be hunky-dory for that. So anyway, from all the information I'm a Hero 2 is sharing on the 9 remake, it seems like the game to get will be the game to get for all series nostalgic who aren't particularly keen on action-focused direction that the series took since Final Fantasy 15. I can't be the only one here. They still choose to double down on this route with 16 coming from 15 with the fucking action. But here's a good thing. It will have, supposedly, traditional gameplay. So if you missed those good old days of turn-based JRPGs, hey, it's gonna still be there. Sounds like something that most of us wanted with the 7 remake back in the day. Thanks, Nomura and Square Enix. So anyway, we'll let you know more about the games. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now we got that out of the way, which is great. All great news. So just remember, the remake sounds to be a bit more on the remaster side. Maybe they'll give it the same treatment as they did Crisis Core Remaster or something in that mold where it still retains the core gameplay and you'll remember every bits and bulbs of it, about it, but it'll just be nicer looking. Like a mix in between, which is great. Maybe like it's like a Final Fantasy 9 2.0 or something, or 1.5, who knows. Now, if you look at these other videos that people have done of what it could look like with cleaned up models and great pure render backgrounds, you got the Memoria project, you got the Moguri mod, which does a great job. Now I know the Memoria project is just kind of just people having fun in the Unreal Engine, but the Moguri mod is actually playable, and you can legit play through the whole game with updated backgrounds and visuals and itself. It just cleans it up. It's what the remaster should have looked like properly back in the day, but here we are talking about this. So there's things that I'm excited about the remake or the remaster, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter at this point. I don't even think the 9 needs a remake, to be honest. But we got how this game is just going to be prettier looking, which is great. Just make it more colorful and enchanting. This game definitely encapsulates that medieval fantasy vibe, but the fantastical side of things, kind of the goofy side of things, kind of akin to Fable. Fable's got the goofy medieval fantasy stuff that we can kind of like chuckle at and appreciate the visuals. It's almost out of like a fairy tale, which is great, and Final Fantasy 9 did such a good job with that. So I'm hoping they just make that look even better. Now, the traditional gameplay. I know maybe a lot of modern gamers don't appreciate turn-based gameplay anymore. It's a thing in the past. Square Enix thinks so with Final Fantasy 16 and a little bit of turn-based in the 7 remakes, but more real-time. I hope it just sticks to its roots. Don't fix what isn't broken. That's how I see it. So me, a proprietor of turn-based combat, maybe it'd be like a Dragon Quest XI, where you can do old school turn-based or move around turn-based. It's almost like Final Fantasy 12. That's great. I'm okay with that. It'll still probably take place in those special arenas when you battle each other, battle the monsters that Final Fantasy is so well known for, which is perfectly fine with me. Hey, great. Know thy roots. Don't fix what isn't broken. Now, the thing is I'm most curious about as well is the TV show, which we still have yet to hear anything about. And then that was, stuff that was mentioned last year. But what, this movie all of a sudden? I don't even know what this movie would be about. Hopefully it's good. I don't know who's directing it. Square Enix needs to do like a giant direct or something like this. A big conference, they're going to be pulling out all the guns. They're going to be shooting all over the place. They're just hope something sticks. Hey, if they treat the source material great, I'd be all down for that. Hopefully, if this 9 remaster or remake, whatever you want to call it, maybe they'll add some context to the game's world, make it a little bit more fleshed out with certain characters like Amaranth and maybe Beatrix. But that's all I got to say. That I probably wish they would just work on a little bit more. I'm pretty much happy about everything else. Even Tetramaster. Can't go wrong with that theme song. I know, a lot of it's pretty dumb luck in that game. Hey, it's not a triple triad, I understand that. But anyway, folks, what do you think about the Final Fantasy IX remake news that we've got so far? This is about as updated as we'll get for now. Let me know if there's anything else you heard down in the comments below. Hopefully we hear something from this about this from Square Enix. And if we do, I will make a video because Final Fantasy IX is my favorite game of all time. So, with that said, let me know what you think. Take care, Pathfinders. I've been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and vigil, and I hope you did enjoy. Thank you.